Hi there, this is Asia from English Boost, and this is your podcast where English meets productivity, mindset, and self-growth. Learn smarter, speak better, and feel more confident. So grab your coffee and let's boost your English together. Welcome back. So today we're going to improve one word that, almost every English learner overuses, I would say. And that word is important. And by the way, speaking of which, let's practice the pronunciation of this word. So repeat after me. Important. Important. Okay? So it's not important, okay? But important. And by the way, in the British variety, we don't pronounce the R, so it's going to be important. And in the American variety, you will pronounce the R, so it's going to be important. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with saying important, that something is important, something is very important. But if every project is important, every meeting is important, every email is very important, then I guess your English starts to sound a bit repetitive, monotonous, we could say. And from my experience, very often my clients ask me for, more fancy synonyms they could use instead, especially at work and especially during meetings with clients, for example. So today I'll show you 8 alternatives, synonyms, that native speakers use all the time, again, especially in this business English environment. And as always, we will practice everything together at the end. So let's get started. Okay, so the first word, the first synonym on the list for the word important or very important is crucial. Repeat after me, crucial, okay? And we use the word crucial when something is extremely important and can have a big impact on the final result. So we can translate it as kluczowy, niezbędny. But of course, I wouldn't just translate it into Polish as such. I would just memorize that this is simply a synonym for very important, okay? Crucial. Let's say customer feedback is very important for improving our product. You can just say customer feedback is crucial for improving our product. Repeat after me. Customer feedback is crucial for improving our products. And one more example. So instead of saying it's very important that everyone attends today's meeting, you could just say it's crucial that everyone attends today's meeting. Repeat after me. It's crucial that everyone attends today's meeting. Okay, word number 2, synonym number 2 for the word important, okay? And this is essential. Repeat after me. Essential, not essential or something like that, but essential, okay? And, essential means necessary. So without it, something can't function properly. And if I were to translate it into Polish, then I guess I would just translate it as niezbędny, konieczny, okay? So now let's paraphrase this sentence. Good communication is very important. So instead of that, we could say good communication is essential. Repeat after me. Good communication is essential. Or another example, instead of saying sleep is very important for productivity, you could just say sleep is essential for productivity. Repeat. Okay, so word number 3, synonym number 3, and this is simply key, okay? And I guess this is one of my favorite business words, adjectives used in business English, and I guess we can translate it as kluczowy, istotny, bardzo istotny, okay? Example, instead of saying it's a very important decision, you could just say it's a key decision. Okay, repeat, it's a key decision. And I guess you will hear the word key like everywhere in business English. So a key client, a key stakeholder, a key objective, a key role, a key takeaway from a book, for example. So very common word used not only in business English, but also in this casual conversation. So key, okay? Key decision, for example. Okay, synonym number 4, and this is simply critical. Repeat after me, critical, okay? And I guess this word is similar to crucial, okay? It often suggests this kind of urgency, I would say, pilność. So we could translate it as kluczowy, decydujący. So very similar to the adjectives crucial and key. All of them are very similar, I know. So again, if I were you, I wouldn't just get attached to the Polish translations, okay? Just memorize that all these words, synonyms I'm introducing today just mean very important, okay? More or less. Okay, so let's paraphrase this one. Meeting the deadline is very important to our final goal. And instead, we could say, meeting the deadline is critical to our final goal. Repeat. Or instead of saying, another example, it's very important that we solve this issue today, you could just say, it's critical that we solve this issue today. Repeat. Okay, and now word synonym number 5, and this is the word, the adjective, vital. Okay, repeat after me, vital. And this adjective is very similar to the word essential, I would say, and it can be translated as niezbędny, simply. Okay, and it's often used in presentations, I would say, this word vital. For example, instead of saying building trust in the team is very important, you could just say building trust in the team is vital. Okay, or essential. If you want to, repeat after me, building trust in the team is vital. Okay, word number 6, synonym number 6, and this is significant. Repeat after me, significant, okay? And now this is a word that I would say Polish learners often underuse, even though it's extremely practical. So the translation would be as follows: istotny, znaczny. For example, instead of saying a very important change, native speakers very often say a significant change. Istotna, znaczna zmiana. Other examples, a significant improvement, znaczna poprawa. Or a significant increase, znaczny wzrost. For example, we have observed a significant increase in the prices of petrol or whatever, okay? Now, word number 7, and this is major. Repeat after me, major, okay? And the word major is perfect when something is big or quite important and serious, I would say. And it could be translated as ważny, znaczny, główny, okay? Like the main, we could even say. The main or something like most important. For example, we can have a major issue, so the main issue, the most important issue, or we could have a major challenge, so the main challenge, the most important challenge, the biggest challenge of all. Or we can have a major decision, for example, so the most important decision, okay? And now the last synonym, the last adjective would be high priority, okay? High priority. Obviously, it could be a noun, rzeczownik. This is a high priority, but it can also function as an adjective, high priority something. So the translation would be o największym priorytecie, o największym znaczeniu, okay? And this one is extremely useful at work because instead of saying this is a very important task or this is a very important project, you could just say this is a high priority task. Repeat, this is a high priority task, or this is a high priority project. Okay, so to sum up, have you noticed something interesting going on here? So the thing is that native speakers don't simply replace the word important with just a longer word, They just choose the adjective depending on the situation, I would say. Is it necessary? Then use the word essential or vital. Or does everything depend on it? Then use the word crucial. Or perhaps it's one of the main things. Then maybe you could use the word key or high priority. Or maybe it's urgent, then use the word critical. But obviously, in most of the situations we've presented today, we can actually use these adjectives, these words interchangeably, zamiennie, okay? So now, let's translate several more sentences, okay? And now remember that you can actually choose several synonyms at the same time, right? So don't feel limited, I would say. Just check how many of them will actually come to mind, okay? So you can actually come up with, 3 synonyms in a given sentence, okay? So let's kick off. Let's translate. To kluczowa decyzja. Go ahead. It's a key decision. Repeat, it's a key decision. Okay, number 2. Dobra komunikacja jest niezwykle ważna, niezwykle istotna. Go ahead. Good communication is essential, is crucial, or is vital, okay? So here you can actually choose these 3 synonyms. So good communication is essential, crucial, or vital. Okay, number 3. Musimy rozwiązać ten problem natychmiast. To bardzo ważne, żebyśmy rozwiązali ten problem natychmiast. Go ahead. Okay, so it's critical or it's crucial that we solve this issue immediately or right away. Once again, repeat after me. It's critical, it's crucial that we solve this issue immediately. Next one. To była duża, ważna poprawa. Go ahead. It was a significant improvement, or it was a major improvement. It was a significant improvement or a major improvement. Okay, next one. To jedno z najważniejszych spotkań w tym roku. Go ahead. It's one of the most crucial meetings this year. It's one of the most crucial meetings this year. Okay, a few more to go. To jest bardzo ważny klient. This is a key client. Or you could also say this is our major client, possibly. But this is a key client would be the best one here. Next one. Zaufanie jest niezwykle ważne w biznesie. Go ahead. Trust is vital, is essential, is crucial in business. Okay, the last but one. To bardzo poważny problem. Bardzo ważny, bardzo poważny problem. Go ahead. It's a major issue. Or you could actually say it's a major problem or it's a key problem, key issue. Okay? And the last one here. Planowanie jest niezwykle ważne. Go ahead. Planning is essential. Planning is vital, you could say. Or planning is crucial, okay? So, as you can see, the sky is the limit, right? It's up to you which synonym you're gonna use here. But I've got some, challenge for you for this week. So every time you're about to say important, this is very important, then try to just pause, okay, for a sec and just ask yourself, okay, which synonym can I actually use instead? And after a while, you will actually realize that these synonyms have become natural to you and you're starting to use them more and more often, okay? And no worries, you don't have to use them all right away. Just introduce them gradually, stopniowo, into your daily communication. So just one by one, okay? And well, if you found today's episode useful, but you're not following the podcast yet on Spotify or YouTube, then make sure to do so. I publish a new practical lesson every week, every Sunday. And well, I'd love to have you here. So see you in the next episodes. Cheers.